9 missing episodes featuring the second Doctor, Patrick Troughton, dating back to the 1960s, have been found in Nigeria. From today, fans can download the episodes.
Can you believe it? 10 years since Web of Fear and Enemy of the World came back to us.
I really can't. It is incredible, isn't it? How time has flown past from the 50th anniversary now to the 60th. But yeah, there was something very special about being a Doctor Who fan at this time, I feel like. And having those 9 missing episodes, which is still rather almost unfathomable, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because finds before then had only been like in batches of 1 or 2. But here you had 2 almost complete stories now. Was it the infamous Web of Fear episode 3 being the only one left out of the find?
I mean, I wish we had it so we didn't have that animation. You know, that's another story.
And I mean, there's certainly been stories told about that since and such, and hunts for it. If they'll ever find it, who knows? But yeah, it's still no missing episodes since this time, though, or at least, well,
I mean, imagine
that we know of.
Yeah. The day this goes out, there's another batch. Hey, here's Celestial Toymaker. You can watch it and ready for, the giggle and all that. That'd be wild.
That's it. It's a crazy thought. I mean, hopefully these aren't the last missing episodes that will ever be found.
We know stuff's in private collectors, don't we? But
yeah, whether or not we'll ever get to see them is another question. But yeah, certainly. I mean, did you imagine 10 years ago that in 10 years' time there wouldn't be another find? Because it sort of did feel like, oh, are the floodgates opening now?
It was interesting because I think in the summer of 2013 it was rumoured.
Yeah, there were so many rumours.
There was the only rumour that we found that every episode had been found and been recovered, which, as a teenage boy, what a wonderful feeling and thought that was. But obviously,
it was a great time on YouTube as well, wasn't it? Seeing all of the videos about it, trying to devour every bit of information you could on these different rumors.
Because that was the year I got into like listening and experiencing the missing episodes. And I listened. Enemy of the World was the first one I experienced back in February. So it felt very full circle going, God, I wish I could see episode 1. And then a few months later, I was watching it. But yeah, we
Enemy
had
of the World
rumor.
was the only recon I'd seen, funnily enough, before that find. So that's it. That's great. I didn't know that it was your first one as well.
Yeah,
that's rather crazy thought that we both started in the same place and then got to see the story in full.
We had the rumor of Marco Polo as well, alongside these two, and obviously, still to this day, we don't have it, which is the most bizarre one because it was the one what was exported the most.
Yeah, I mean, certainly, I feel like there's a pipeline when it comes to Doctor Who fans that we in particular went down, where it's like, you start with your new series, then you get into your classic Who, and then from there, like, I think the next step is the missing episode pipeline.
It's trying to experience new classic, isn't it?
Yeah, and sort of like lamenting the fact that, you may never see some of these ever, and sort of trying to find out as much as you can about them. And then from there, it's Big Finish. It is a logical step, or at least it was for us back in 2013, 2014. But yeah, these stories themselves, Enemy of the World and The Web of Fear, I think I still get a kick out of sitting down and watching them and thinking, wow, I was there when these came back. I was a Doctor Who fan at that time because because I wasn't for the previous 2, or at least I wasn't really big into it. I was still a casual viewer.
Well, Series 6, wasn't it?
Yeah.
When Underwater Menace and Galaxy 4.
Yeah, but at the same time, there wasn't really that same buzz around them because there wasn't that instant access to them.
I think as well, they're not, in the nice way possible, they don't have the same monolith status as what Web of Fear has.
And also, it's not a complete story.
Yes.
Yeah, so that. But yeah, I mean, at the time that these came out, Underwater Menace episode 2 still wasn't openly available.
Hmm.
Like Galaxy 4 had been popped out alongside
The Aztecs.
the Aztecs, yeah, but you were getting access to these 9 missing Troughton episodes on iTunes, and yet you still couldn't
so
watch
painful.
Underwater Menace. I mean, I waited for the DVDs.
I did.
Which
I got
can't believe I
Enemy-
did in hindsight.
I got Enemy of the World on the 23rd of November, so it was a great little sort of, hey, early 50th anniversary celebration, you know.
Mm,
Yeah, and then I think Web of Fear was like the February 2014, so that was a killer.
Yeah.
Waiting for that.
yeah, I mean, it's crazy looking back that we managed that wait, really.
Yeah, and the BBC shop had their own little exclusive line celebrating both.
Yeah, it was like the slipcover, wasn't it?
Yeah, I got that. They did like the T-shirts for the stories. It was just it was like a nice little sort of build up to the fifth, like the road to the 50th, wasn't it? You had that that really started it, and then you had the November celebrations.
Yeah. And it was very much Troughton's, I suppose, invite to the 50th, because you're celebrating the first Doctor through Adventure in Space and Time. You've got 10th and 11th, the Day of the Doctor, of course, and then 5th, 6th, and 7th coming along with their own Five-ish Doctors reboot. 8th Doctor in Night of the Doctor. I suppose the only ones that were really missing out were 9th and 3rd. But yeah, this was sort of like the second Doctor's involvement in those celebrations, I'd say.
Yeah. Can you remember where you were when this news dropped? I think that's the key thing.
Yeah, I mean, it was a Friday. It was
Yeah.
a school day. So I do remember, like, because there was such a buzz around it the day before as well. Like, I think we knew something was
coming.
incoming. Yeah, it had been heavily rumored a lot across all the different social media, but it wasn't until midnight, I think, that we got it confirmed. And I remember waking up the next morning and seeing it on BBC News, seeing it on all the news sites. And it's just something so exciting about seeing that, seeing those clips. I love the pre-restoration
Trailers.
comparison. Yeah, having all that available. There was just something so special about thinking, this is everywhere now. This is big news. Like, it's no longer our little niche in a
Yeah.
way.
It's brand new old Doctor Who, It's
Yeah.
something that you could only dream of.
And then I remember going to school and looking it up on the computer as well, just reading through the news articles. Like, I already know everything there is to know, but you just want to
It's that
immerse
disbelief,
yourself in
isn't
that
it?
world.
It's that disbelief,
Yeah.
but it's there. You can experience it.
And you sort of like looking through in case, what if I missed a detail or something like that.
Yeah.
It was a very special time, and something fun to look back on. How about you? What was your experience?
It was a Friday, and that was what I got woken up to. My dad was like, "They found Doctor Who," and I was like, "What? They found Doctor Who?
Where is he?
Where is he? He's in the garden." So I went running downstairs, and there it was. The news article was playing, and I was just so stunned. I had ICT that day, and again, like you, I was just staring, and I was just in a state of. I was just in this buzzing mood, even though I couldn't experience it because I didn't have like iTunes or whatever, and I contemplated stealing my nan's iPad so I could just like use her iTunes so I could watch it. But yeah, it was just such a buzz to know that there's new Doctor Who to experience.
And I mean, for me, New Troughton as well was particularly exciting because he was and still is my favourite Doctor at that time. Like, it was wonderful getting into his stories, getting some of those on DVD, but also sad thinking that there were a lot of them missing. A lot of them I couldn't experience fully. So to have those two come along was a real gift to me as a younger fan. And I mean, Enemy of the World is one that really this helped a lot in terms of its reputation. and really came around in the eyes of fans, because I don't think it was looked down on before or anything, but it was one of those glossed over
It was
stories,
looked
wasn't it,
down
before this?
because season 5 is the monster season, and you just have Troughton, being Salamander, which isn't very exciting if you're a young kid.
Yeah. Episode 3, the one that does exist, is probably not the best representation of it either. I think it's a good little episode in its own right,
Yeah.
but it doesn't quite convey everything that Enemy of the World as a whole story is trying to.
I mean, I think it's probably my second favorite Troughton. I adore it.
Yeah, same. And it's such a tour de force from Troughton himself.
3
playing
performances,
these
isn't
two.
it?
Yeah.
3 multi-roles there.
Yeah, and he fully embraces that character of Salamander to the
Hello,
point
Bruce.
that,
What are you doing here, huh?
yeah, to the point that with episode 3, you're almost tempted to wonder, was Troughton on holiday for this story? Because the Doctor
Yeah.
only had one scene. Oh no, he was Salamander the whole time.
Yeah.
It's always easy to forget because he is such a brilliant actor that he fully absorbs into that role for that time and makes it completely believable. And it's almost a comic idea, isn't it? The actor playing the same role. It's often used in comedies, but to have it played so straight by such a strong actor and for it to work is amazing. And yeah, I think it's a testament to the strength of that story. It really is a brilliant 6-parter. But yeah, I mean, you were saying earlier about that. It's funny when you look back at the second time around documentary.
Yeah.
They're talking about it in Web of Fear and thinking, oh no, we got those now. It's sort of,
Yeah.
but it's surreal at times. And yeah, I mean, Web of Fear, I don't know if that slightly went down in people's estimations.
I think it did.
Yeah.
I think there's still a lot of love for it, but it's kind of
Rightly so.
maybe fan wisdom kind of blinded us a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it was to the same extent that
Tomb
people
got.
had with Tomb. Yeah, when that came back in 1992, I think, from Hong Kong. But yeah, I do feel like there was a bit of hype from the soundtrack to how atmospheric it was. And obviously Douglas Camfield's direction is brilliant here. But I think for people who were very into it beforehand, who had, gone through that soundtrack so many times, there probably was a sense of, it not being able to live up to what was in their mind. Which, is understandable. But I think, I was at the right point where I hadn't really dived too much into Web of Fear. I'd seen episode 1 so many times.
It feels weird
Lost
now
in
that you
Time.
can go further on past episode 1
Yeah.
because you're so used to watching episode 1. So now it's kind of come to the point now where you just go straight to episode 2 when watching Web of Fear.
I mean, I still think that parts 5 and 6 are a bit of a drop off, I suppose. Like, it definitely
Episode 4's peak.
Yeah, that's where the story peaks, and it sort of dips off a little bit. But I still think it's a very strong story. Yeah, I love it. And we're Doctor Who fans. We can't go on the London Underground without thinking about Web of Fear.
We'll just go around Covent
whenever-
Garden and where's the Yeti gonna go?
Yeah. Whenever I hear someone mention Monument Station, the monument, I think of that little sting after Captain Knight says that just leaves the monument for the fungus to embrace, and then there's just a musical sting after that just is ingrained in my mind. I can't think of Monument without that sting immediately following. Yeah, it's the effect of Doctor Who, isn't it? It infects your mind.
It does like the
rewires
fungus.
Yeah. The great intelligence has taken us over. Yeah. Crazy times. And it's nice reminiscing 10 years on. So please feel free to let us know where you were at. If you were a Doctor Who fan at this time, in the comments below. Tell us your stories of your reactions to Web of Fear and
Did they live up
Enemy
to
of
the
World
hype?
coming back. Yeah. or just what are your general thoughts on those stories, or
Yeah.
what other missing episodes do you think could still be out there? What one do you want back most? Because I mean, hopefully, it's not over yet. Hopefully, there is more finds to be
Yeah.
had.
I feel like we're all hoping, with it being the 60th year, we'll get something this year.
I mean, fingers are certainly crossed.
Everything's crossed for them.
Yeah.
Even if it's the Space Pirates, we'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah, just something would be nice, really. But yeah, obviously that's not something that can be controlled. That is just down to a lot of hard work from people. But at the end of the day, if they're not there to be found, then there's nothing that can be done, sadly. But yeah, we're keeping everything crossed that we do get at least one more find.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because there's always a fascination when it comes to missing episodes. So yeah, thank you all for watching us reminisce and
Be nostalgic.
yeah for a little while. It's fun to look back.
It is. It's a more personal, just going, hey, do you remember that? That was really cool.
And, certainly amazing to do it with these two stories and their grand return 10 years ago. Still can't believe it has been 10 years.
Makes you feel really old, doesn't it? Anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I'm sure you'll see us very soon.
Yeah, we'll be back in another 10 years to discuss how amazing it is that these came back 20 years ago. At that point.
But it's just going to be a cycle. So yeah, see you in 10 years for the anniversary then, for these stories.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.